Welcome to your Inspirational Astrology Horoscope for Thursday, December 26, 2013. I am astrologer David Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. I hope you had a wonderful holiday with you and your family. Thank you so much for all of your support. I got lots of emails and lots of support for the Christmas holiday. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Here we are, Thursday, coming into a weekend, getting ready for the new year, and we've got the moon in Libra dealing with all this cardinal cross energy, also as it squares Jupiter. So we're going to talk about emotions today. We're going to talk about direction as well. Because the way that I'm looking at the astrology, it's about what direction are we taking. There's a lot to weigh out. There's a lot to process. We're dealing with Mercury starting to get closer to the sun as over the next 5-6 days, Mercury and the sun are going to do their conjunction of clarity, of becoming clearer in a path, especially as we're dealing with Capricorn, looking for the path, looking for the destiny, looking for the road, looking for the plans. But all this energy is squaring each other and creating this intense kind of vibe as Mars is opposing Uranus, dealing with this electricity and all this innovation, and it's dealing with identity as Mars and Uranus are opposing. This is dealing with individual self. This is dealing with the freedom of yourself while we're dealing with plans. People really wanting to choose their path right now. And when you're dealing with a cardinal cross, this is all the seasons and as they're changing and as we're switching roads and a Venus retrograde of what's with this relationship and should I go back to that one? Should I be in this one? Should I get rid of this one? Where am I going here? Are these part of the plans? Am I valuing this anymore? Is this right? I mean, this really does kind of, throw you in a, well, I was going to say a tailspin, but it's one that you pull out of and pick the right direction. And it can be confusing. A moon in Libra today, squaring Jupiter, dealing with all these emotions, unsure maybe emotionally of what to process with it all. Maybe overweighing it out too much, maybe getting too emotional over things that you don't need to be, especially as we're dealing with these value systems and we're dealing with, the moon as it's going to start also to square all this Capricorn energy that's starting. This is dealing with another T-square in itself that we're unsure maybe of exactly what to put our emotions into correctly. And especially as we're dealing with a path and a direction and relationships and people, we're dealing with a time where I think it's important to let this time just go and go with the flow. This is what Neptune and Pisces is teaching us. It's teaching us to flow. It's teaching us to trust our gut. It's teaching us to not maybe get so caught up in firestorms that we can instantly get caught up into. And because we're dealing with this huge emotional energy of Jupiter, and we're having to really make sure that we're aiming our lives correctly. And I think that's where logic right now is going to be one of our better friends. Now you're, as a spiritual channel, I'm the first one to be like, put the mind second and put your soul first. But I think it's important for us to really process our lives right now and make sure that it's checking off the list towards your plans. If you're getting so emotional over something that might not be on the path of a destiny or might not really work out in the long run, what are you even worrying about? That's where today I think can really help you as find peace, learn to go with the flow, learn to trust your gut more, but more importantly, start to process if things are on a plan, on a destiny correctly. And I think connecting to people today is an important aspect because there's a lot to process and it's important maybe to bounce things off people, but if it can get too emotional, if it can get overly, if it could just start to hit the red line like a Lamborghini blowing out its motor, then, kind of walk away. But I think it's important us to start to bounce things off others, start to connect with the relationships, especially as our roads right now are starting to all go through this karmic adjustment. And I think that in this karmic adjustment, it deals with partnerships heavily. So today is one of those days where, you know, you could be around people and circumstances and stuff that really you can bounce off and see a reflection of yourself in your life and really see, am I really on the right path, or how can I adjust my life to go this way more, because you had that conversation with somebody, because it brought out a part of you that you needed to see. This is really bringing out parts of ourself that's allowing us over the last couple of days to see if we're on the right path, if we're on the right road, by us bouncing it off people. Isn't that interesting how, you know, it's amazing how this universe and this beautiful world we live in has relationships for us to flow our souls off each other, because it's our mirror reflections. And we're in an intense period of mirror reflection. We're in an intense period of really starting to see, are we on the right direction? Are we on the right road? Where are we going to take this? And I think it's important for us to find this road now. It's important for us to really pay attention to as we come into this weekend. And of course, I'll do a weekend report tomorrow. But you know, it's time to start to gather these plans. It's time to really look at things. It's time to make sure we're seeing the big picture in our lives. And we're aiming it all in the right directions, off the right things to even worry about, the right things to even process, the right things to even weigh out, the right things to even identify with, the right things to even connect with, period, if it's not part of this deep inner world that we call ourself, that we don't hide, you know, that we hide from others and so forth. And I think we're starting to see the parallel boundary lines being made in relationships as, well, this person thinks this, or this person thinks I'm out there because I do astrology, which, believe me, I got recently. But, you know, it's like, that's fine. We're not on that level. We're not vibrating there. We've got our own paths. It's not part of our plans together. Remember, this is dealing with Capricorn. This is dealing with getting to your destination. Not worrying so much about how comfortable the destination is. If there is a first class seat, or if there's, you know, a coach seat, and the first class seat takes up all your money, and it takes up all your time, and it takes up all this energy, and you're going to have to do it because of this person and that person, your whole life could be off course right now because of a comfort level that you're overdoing it in. And I think it's important for us to review where we're overputting emotions, whether they're fears, whether they're even positive, whether, you know, they're over, these can be in so many areas, drinking, or, I mean, everything, eating, you know, where are we overdoing our self? I think this is why we're learning to restrict and cut back to get to a destination correctly, and to reserve energy to make sure it's even worth it. Because by the time we get to the destination, we could have eaten the whole crab legs, had ice cream, had shrimp, done all these things, ordered a little bit of liquor, and ordered first class, and then maybe bought a movie on the thing, and then by the time we get to our destination, we don't have enough money for a cab, and now we've got to take the bus, and then we get late to the thing, and then we miss the meeting, and all because we overdid our comfort levels and we didn't even reach our destination. Look where people or yourself is doing this now. This is where we've got to, and you know, fears are one thing. As we're dealing with deep inner world, and we're dealing with tension, and we're dealing with anxieties, there's energy around anxiety right now that is not needed if you would channel your energy into something that's worthwhile, something that's going to get you somewhere. Because that energy has nothing to worry about, because it's so worried about getting there. So, I hope this horoscope helped you today. Can't wait to do the weekend one tomorrow. There's been a lot of people who made some purchases, and I had some emails to get back to, and I'm in and out of family, so I just wanted to say I will be back here, you know, over the next couple days. I'll get back to people and so forth, but it's my vacation, and so I'm doing everything I can to get back to people. It's just been kind of an overload. I got 200 emails from people for Christmases. I want to get back to people, and I got orders, and it's just a little crazy here on the holidays, and I want to still get the horoscopes out for people. So thank you guys all very much. And I'm actually got to figure out an intern that I do want to help pay with and everything to help me. And so I'm going to be putting information about that up. And the retreat. Yes, I know people have been asking me about the retreat. I am going to do a retreat in 2014 here in the spring. I want to do it really quick here, so I'm getting that information over my vacation to help that information get out as well. And yes, we are going to do a monthly, or what do I call it? My monthly webinar for January about the new year. I'm going to be doing that after New Year's. It's going to probably be that weekend after New Year's, like January 3rd, 4th, and there. So I'll have that information too by the beginning of next week, or maybe even by this weekend. So hope you guys are having a great holiday. If there's any emergencies or serious questions to me, my office phone number is at the bottom of this, and it's all over the video and everything if you have any questions. Thank you guys for all of your support, and I will see you for the weekend forecast tomorrow.